Brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick, AAK Mechanical, Peterson Insurance, Longview Bank, and State Bank of Beemont.
From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The news is brought to you by Baum Chevy Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, as well as Connexus, offering fiber internet in Clinton. Click their icon on DeWittDailyNews.com to find out more. The Warner Hospital and Health Services annual health fair is set for later this month. CEO Paul Skowron indicates that the annual health fair is returning next Tuesday, and this year's focus will be on wellness. They are achieving this by offering free labs, blood pressure checks, and healthy snacks at the event. Representatives from each of the hospital's departments will also be present.
So Tuesday evening, May 19th, 5 to 7 in the hospital parking lot, as we have typically done. Being outside is always the challenge with what's the weather going to look like. We are not going to do any backup locations if it rains this time. We're going to hope for good weather, and if it doesn't work out, we will reschedule. But it will be May 19th. All the hospital departments will be out there with interactive displays and giveaways. We're going to really focus on wellness and prevention, and as a result, be providing free labs and blood pressure checks. Our ER will be doing blood pressure checks, and we'll be, free labs looking at your cholesterol levels. Free healthy snacks this time. Won't be cooking outside. We'll be, again, trying to be efficient with our resources and providing free healthy snacks.
On top of the hospital's departments, Skowron says over 20 vendors will help them fill their parking lot. While many will be health and community service oriented, he says they will have some family fun vendors as well.
We will have 25 additional vendors besides our department. Heritage will be out there. The Rosk group will be out there. The library. We will have the Clinton Police and Fire Department. And, we always have to have things to try and get families to bring the kids out. They always enjoy the fire truck. But in addition, we'll have the face painting lady. That's always popular with the kids. What are the issues that folks in the community come to us for a lot? We have a lot of diabetics, so family medicine. After some questioning to see if it's appropriate, we'll be doing A1C tests to see if you should be in a diabetic program and things like that. Let's just hope for good weather for the health fair on May 19th.
Again, the Warner Hospital Health Fair takes place on Tuesday, May 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the hospital parking lot located at 422 West White Street in Clinton. Learn more at warnerhospital.org or by finding them on Facebook. Coming up shortly on this expanded newscast, above normal temperatures and precipitation projected through late May. The annual Clinton Chamber of Commerce May Days Festival takes place this weekend, and organizers are excited about what is in store for the 4 days of the annual festival. The annual festival opens on Thursday evening and runs all the way until Sunday. Clinton Chamber Executive Director Janice Peterson indicates the downtown square will be at capacity with a diverse lineup of food, clothing, and novelty vendors.
We've got lots of vendors this year up on the square. We are full. We've had to turn people away because we just can't fit it with the electricity and water. We can't fit anybody else in.
Holy cow.
It's been great. We have a lot of food vendors. We have several returning clothing vendors that have been there in the past. Of course, we have Zoo Lady. We have a gal, and I apologize to her off the top of my head. I cannot think of the name of her business, but she does tinsel in your hair. And it's so fun. I did it last year.
Oh, cool.
And it's so fun.
Interesting.
It's just little pieces. And yeah, we have that. We have the Army's going to be here this year. Yeah, it's some fun stuff. Connor Family Amusements out of Beardstown. Same carnival we've had the past few years. I absolutely love working with these people. They're a family-owned business, and I just love working with them. They're really good. They should be starting to set up on Tuesday. So just an FYI, the north exit off the square will be closed as of Tuesday afternoon, and then the entire square will be closed as of Friday 3 to 4 o'clock. So just let everybody know that the square is going to be closed. We have our vendors set up on the square, and we just want to make sure that everybody's safe.
Peterson indicates pre-sale tickets for the carnival are on sale now until Thursday afternoon. She feels this is a great deal as buying tickets at the carnival will be much more costly.
Tickets are on sale now. You want to get the pre-sale coupons. Trust me, you're saving yourself at least $5 and maybe more. They're on sale at, I hope I get everybody right, First National, DeWitt Savings, Heartland Bank, IGA, and Big D, and of course the Chamber office.
Sure.
So you can stop by any of those places and pick up your pre-sale coupons, and then you'll turn your coupon in at the ticket booth for a wristband. Well, the pre-sale ends on Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Right.
So because the carnival opens at 6, I think they open at 5, but the coupons, the wristbands start at 6. So they're Thursday from 6 to 10, Friday from 6 to 10, Saturday from noon to 4, and 6 to 10, and Sunday, I believe it's 1 to 5.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the time on Sunday.
Okay. The Chamber relies on local nonprofit groups to help man the carnival ticket booth throughout the weekend. Peterson indicates they are still in need of groups to help out with this year's festival.
We pay groups to come in and help us sell tickets, kind of as a fundraiser for them. And so graduation hurts some of the groups to do that. And by the way, we are looking for some groups. So if you spearhead a group of, we have to be adults, it has to be 18 or older. It's a 4-hour time frame in the booth. The booth is air conditioned. So if you're interested in making a little bit of money for your groups, give us a call at the Chamber at 935-3364. In fact, I'm kind of thinking about, they usually, I guess, do 2-hour time slots. So like you'd be there from 12 to 2. And then somebody else would pick up from 2 to 4, or however that would work out. But we're flexible, and the carnival's flexible. So we'll work with anybody who's interested. It's got to be a group of some sort. You can't just be an individual. We don't pay people to come in and do that.
Sure.
We help groups do a fundraiser.
May Days runs this Thursday through Sunday in downtown Clinton. Pre-sale tickets for the carnival are on sale until Thursday afternoon. We'll have more with Peterson tomorrow on the annual May Days Festival at the Hart Media Group. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Let's take a quick break with a word from our sponsors.
Spring into savings this May with a new Chevrolet. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City. Savings with a new car? Yes, with our fuel savings model like the Chevy Trax with 40 miles per gallon highway, the Chevrolet Trailblazer, and Chevrolet Equinox with 33 miles per gallon highway. And don't forget about our EV options, the Chevrolet Bolt and Equinox. Chevrolet, together let's drive. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
It's the quiet moments you count on. A call that connects instantly, a show that never buffers, a home that just works. That's the difference with Connexus Fiber Internet. We built a buried fiber network designed for consistency, earning us the title of top-rated fiber internet provider in Illinois. With plans starting as low as $25 a month and 3-year price lock options, it's reliability you can feel without the unpredictability. Because with Connexus, connection means everything. Experience better at Connexus.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
News time is 18 minutes after the top of the hour. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. The latest mid-range forecasts from the National Weather Service are pointing toward a warm and active pattern for the remainder of the month. Ed Shimon with the National Weather Service in Lincoln indicates both the 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day outlooks show a strong trend toward above normal temperatures and precipitation through at least May 24th.
Sure, yeah. No, we're going to see that heat be kind of the theme. The 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 day outlook, which goes out all the way to the 24th, 8 to 14 day. Solidly in the above normal temps and above normal precipitation for basically all the way through the 24th at this point. So that's a good chunk of the rest of the month. I don't see anything beyond that showing any kind of a cool down. So it looks like as we head into the Memorial Day weekend, probably going to be in the above normal category at this point. We really had a much below normal month so far in the temperature range, which is a stark contrast. We were just told that this April was one of the warmest Aprils on record nationally for our United States. And then the last 12 months, April to the previous May, is the warmest on record. That last 12-month span is the warmest on record for the continental United States. Going back till, I don't know how many, late 1800s probably. I'm not sure the database records there, but so we have had quite a bit of above normal conditions. So this first week and a half of May has been, abnormally cooler than normal.
According to Shimon, while the pace of gaining daylight has slowed compared to the spring equinox in March, Central Illinois will still add about 30 to 35 minutes of sunlight through the course of May, eventually pushing twilight past 9 p.m.
Yep, yeah, we're going to add, I think, another 30 minutes of sunlight in May here, 35 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's getting, later and later. Twilight is going to go all the way past 9 o'clock before too long, because we only have about one more month of increasing our daylight. June 21st is kind of that summer solstice, so we're peaking out. But as we get closer and closer to the solstice, you add less and less minutes to the day of sunshine. It's the fastest part of adding and subtracting is during our equinoxes in March and September. That's when the sun's trajectory through the sky is more rapid, and you're adding time, 3 to maybe 4 minutes of sun a day. Now we're kind of slowing it down as we're getting to near the peak. And only about 30 minutes more, I think, sunlight this month.
The months of April, May, and June represent the most active period for tornadoes and damaging storms in the region. Shimon emphasizes remaining weather aware, particularly concerning lightning during outdoor activities.
Yeah, we still are in our peak severe weather season. April, May, June is like climatologically our peak 3 months, and it's not even close. So we're just, I know we've had a lot of severe weather March and April, but especially April. We're really still in that heart of, making sure that we're ready for tornadoes or any kind of damaging severe weather, and just keep your weather awareness up, and always be checking with the weather service, make sure if anything's coming in, you adjust your day. And obviously lightning is always a threat for outdoor activities, and lightning safety awareness week, I think, is the 3rd week of June. So we want to make sure people just heed any kind of thunder sounds that you hear. Boy, just kind of pause, take a break, get inside, make sure you're safe. Lightning can strike pretty far away from storms. So.
Lightning Safety Awareness Week is the 3rd week of June, and the National Weather Service is urging the public to head indoors immediately upon hearing thunder, noting that lightning can strike at a significant distance from the core of a storm. The trucking industry is being reminded of the International Road Check this week. Don Schaefer is with Springfield, Illinois-based Midwest Truckers Association.
Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, which is all the law enforcement agencies that basically are in the North America, and especially those involved in truck enforcement, do what they call the annual road check, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is a big all hands on deck enforcement, and they check a lot of things, a lot of trucks you pulled in. If you're hauling grain, you know where they're going to be. You've seen them on the interstate. You've seen them on the state highways. They're always in high traffic areas. They're going to pull the trucks in. They're going to check everything. They're going to check your credentials. They're going to check brakes, lights, what have you. They're going to go underneath. They're going to crawl under the truck, check whatever they have to. This is big because it's the biggest 3-day event of the entire year. And a lot of guys, they're gonna get hit. They're gonna get loaded for anything. It could be bad suspension. It could be bad, windshield wipers. I mean, things like that. But the big thing about it is that if you pass, then you get a decal, and the decal basically is a pretty good deal because it lets you go for a couple months without having to do another inspection. So, some guys are saying, hey, I want to get inspected just so I can avoid having to deal with waiting in line to get the inspection done.
Schaefer says last year during the 3-day check, more than 60,000 violations were written nationwide. Looking ahead to the 2026-27 school year, how many ag teaching vacancies are there in Illinois?
We have 19 vacancies listed. You can find those on our website at illaged.org, and you look under careers. So as of now, we have 19. We had 50 vacancies with 31 filled so far. So we're down to that 19 number. We're sitting a little low this year. Typically, we see higher numbers of vacancies at this time of the year. So I anticipate it being, we'll see more vacancies later on this summer. But hoping that we can stick to that low number and keep our teachers in the career.
Allie Bodie is the District 3 Program Advisor for Facilitating Coordination and Agricultural Education. Again, the website is ilaged.org. Click under Careers. The Illinois Farm Bureau actively engaged Student of the Month for May is Haven Cash from North Clay High School. She created her own podcast called Diggin' Ag on Air.
So I started this podcast. I originally was involved in my high school broadcasting class. And so we ran a podcast on there. It's called the Cardinal Chirp. And so through that, I was able to gain all of the skills and knowledge I needed to start my own. And it's honestly been a dream of mine for the longest time. My SAE has been through agricultural communications through FFA. And so I thought it'd be a great addition to my project, and it really was where I found my passion. So I started my podcast. I knew I wanted to base it around agriculture and FFA, so that's exactly what I did. And I've had on a few amazing guests. My favorite, or I guess I can't say my favorite, but the most notable so far has been the Miss Illinois County Fair Queen, Krista Phillips. That was an awesome interview, but honestly, every single person I brought on has been a tremendous part of my podcast and the mission that I'm trying to portray through it.
The Illinois Farm Bureau Actively Engaged Student of the Month recognition program was created in the 2024-25 academic year. To learn all about all the honorees, visit farmweeknow.com/actively-engaged. Are you thinking about improving your gardening knowledge? One way to do that is through the University of Illinois Extension's Master Gardener program. The deadline to apply for an online spring session is this Saturday, May 16th. Program coordinator Sarah Ruth says being a Master Gardener is the perfect opportunity for someone who wants to expand their knowledge about horticulture. She says the online classes offer training similar to what you would get in person.
You'll get access to the online training on June 8th, and you log in when it's convenient for you. You watch some videos, you read some text, explore websites. There are some quizzes to help you become better at researching questions and problem solving problems that you might find in your garden.
If you're interested, visit extension.illinois.edu/MMS. Classes begin on June 8th. Now for your local obituaries. Margaret Helen Lofgren Barnes, age 97, of Clinton, passed away on May 8th, 2026 at Goldwater Care in Clinton. Services will be 2 p.m. Saturday, May 16th at Calvert Funeral Home in Clinton, with Reverend Paul Stroop and Scott Marsh officiating. Burial will follow at Wilmore Cemetery. Visitation will be 1 to 2 p.m. Saturday at the funeral home. Memorials may be directed towards Clinton Presbyterian Church, Second Chance Pet Adoption, or Texas Christian Church. Jacob J.D. Johnson was born February 5th and passed away on May 7th, 2026 at 3:23 p.m. at OSF St. Joseph Hospital in Bloomington. A celebration of life will be held at Little Galilee Christian Camp in Clinton, Illinois on Saturday, May 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the family is requesting for all to bring a memory and share a story to honor this great man. Memorials may be made to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Peasley Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. You might think the Iran war would top the agenda for President Trump's talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, but Mr. Trump says that's not the case. He says trade will be the top issue. The president now on his way to the summit in Beijing with a bevy of U.S. tech, industry, and financial leaders in tow. The Missouri Supreme Court handing Republicans a redistricting win, the court rejecting a Democrat challenge to a new GOP-friendly congressional map. And while Republicans have enjoyed a good deal of success in redistricting, a GOP redistricting effort in South Carolina has failed. An initial vote in the state Senate came up short. Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin is losing the confidence of some party officials, concerned about the direction of the party's political machine. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures are down 143. This is SRN News.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Hi, my name's Neil. I have some advice for you if you've been trying to break free from credit card debt. You can start by doing what I did. Get your bills together and call Trinity Debt Management. Trinity is dedicated to helping people like me become debt-free. When I called, my first experience was a feeling of relief. My counselor was kind, and best of all, she didn't judge me. In just a few minutes, she helped me figure out a plan that consolidated all my bills into one lower monthly payment. This substantially reduced my high interest rates and put me on the road to success. In the end, I saved thousands in interest, and today my credit card debt is a thing of the past.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Neil. Take it from someone who's been there. Call Trinity and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5496.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. The Illinois State baseball program racked up the 2026 home slate with a 15-4 run rule victory in 7 innings over Eastern Illinois on Tuesday evening at Duffy Bass Field. The win moves the Redbirds to 32-20 as Illinois State enters the final weekend series of the 2026 regular season. The Illinois State offense sparked once more with 18 hits in contests to record the 5th game this season where the Redbirds have tallied a hit total of 18 or more. Luke Stoga headlined the Redbirds offense with 3 hits, including a pair of home runs, to record his first multi-homer performance of his career. The Tinley Park native added a career-best 5 RBIs in the victory, with 4 delivered on his run rule walk-off grand slam. Stolga joins teammate Braden Banks as the second Redbird this season to record a run rule walk-off grand slam. The Redbirds trailed early as Eastern Illinois rattled off a pair of base hits and drew a walk to load the bases to begin the contest. The Panthers capitalized with the bases loaded and delivered a first-inning grand slam to take a 4-0 advantage in the opening moments of the game. Despite the deficit, Illinois State responded in the second inning as Eric Machej delivered a solo homer run to ignite the Redbird offense and cut the Panthers' lead to 4-1. Moments later, after singles from Jackson Manning and Louis Boussard, Nolan Berry added a run to the Redbird tally to make the score 4-2. With a pair of runs across in the frame, Braden Banks notched an additional pair of runs for Illinois State with a 2-run homer to even it at 4-all. As momentum shifted in favor of the Redbirds, Illinois State's offense continued to rally as a single from Machej and a double from Manning placed 2 runners in scoring position in the 3rd inning. With a pair in scoring position, Boussard delivered a 2-run single to give Illinois State a 6-4 advantage after 3. After claiming the lead in the 3rd, Illinois State added another pair of runs as Michael Carano Jr. recorded his 7th blast of the season with a 2-run shot following a leadoff single from Graham Mastros to make it 8-4 in favor of the Redbirds. Following a scoreless 5th, Stolga recorded his first home run of the evening with a solo shot to left field to push the Illinois State advantage to 9-4. In the 7th, Manning tallied his 3rd hit of the contest with a single, and Boussard reached on a Panther error to put 2 runners on base in the early moments of the frame. Moments later, Barry singled up the middle to score Manning, giving Illinois State a 10-4 lead. As the Redbirds plated a run early in the frame, they looked to continue their rally as Mastros reached on an infield single to load the bases for Illinois State. Carano Jr. drew a walk to score a run and extended the Redbirds' advantage to 11-4 and set the stage for Stolga's run rule walk-off grand slam to secure Illinois State's 15-4 victory. Pinch hitter Derek Hall homered to break an 8th-inning tie after Chicago wasted a 3-run lead, and the Chicago White Sox beat the Kansas City Royals 6-5 on Tuesday night for their 3rd straight win.
Will Venables said he believes his team's superpower is they never stop playing, ever, during a 9-inning game. Chase Mydroth and Derek Hill went out and proved that the White Sox skipper is not a liar.
The 3-2, hammered in the air out in the deep left, and it is gone! A 3-run homer! Swinging a fly ball, deep left center. It is gone!
With the 6-5 win, the White Sox pull to within 1 game of the 500 mark and sit just a game and a half out of first place in the American League Central. Game 2 of 3 against the Royals at Wright Field Wednesday night. I'm Jeff Meller, and I'll have your pregame coverage starting at 6 p.m. on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
The White Sox and the Royals are back at it tonight on WHOW. Pregame starts at 6 p.m. Grant Holmes combined with 3 relievers on a 1-hitter. Austin Riley and Mike Yastrzemski homered, and the Atlanta Braves beat the Chicago Cubs 5-2 on Tuesday night in the opener of a 3-game set between the National League's top teams. Didier Fuentes worked 3 scoreless innings in relief of Holmes, who had not pitched since May 1st. Atlanta's starter worked 4 innings, allowing a solo homer to Alex Bregman and an RBI grounder to Moises Ballesteros. He walked 4 and struck out 5 while throwing 78 pitches. Dylan Lee pitched a perfect 8th, and Raisel Iglesias went 1-2-3 in the 9th for his 7th save. Iglesias has not allowed a run in over 11 2/3 innings this season. Yastrzemski was 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, including his 2-run homer in the 5th inning that landed in front of the Chop House restaurant in right field. Earlier in the inning, Riley hit a solo shot 409 feet to left field that tied it at 2-all. Riley was also robbed of extra bases in the 2nd inning on a leaping catch at the wall by center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong. Dominic Smith went 4 for 4 and scored twice as the Braves improved to a Major League best 29-13. Colin Rea gave up 5 runs on 7 hits, including both Braves homers. He walked 1 and struck out 1. The Cubs have lost 3 straight and fall to 27-15. Braves rookie right-hander J.R. Ritchie will make his 4th start of his career, and lefty Shoto Imanaga takes the mound for the Cubs on Wednesday. J.J. Weatherholt hit a 2-run homer. Jose Fermin drove in 2 with a double, and the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Athletics 6-4 on Tuesday night. The Cardinals snapped a 2-game skid and improved their Major League best road record to 14-7. They have yet to lose 3 straight road games this season. Andre Palante struck out 4 and allowed 4 hits and 3 runs in 5 innings. 4 relievers followed, with Riley O'Brien working around a leadoff walk in the 9th for his 12th save. Weatherholt's shot to right off Joel Kuhnel in the 6th inning put the Cardinals ahead 6-3. St. Louis scored 4 times in the 1st inning. Jordan Walker drove in the first run with a single. Fermin's double brought in 2, and Yohel Pozo singled to score Fermin. The A's answered in the second when Nick Kurtz hit a RBI single to extend his on-base streak to 35 games. His streak is the longest by an Athletics player since Jack Cust reached in 40 straight from August 28, 2008 to April 18, 2009, and is the fourth longest for the Athletics this century. Shea Langeliers added a RBI double in the second and hit a 448-foot homer for the A's in the 8th inning. Jeffrey Springs gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. The A's were held to 6 hits. Ivan Herrera had 2 of the Cardinals' 10 hits. St. Louis went 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Cardinals lefty Matthew Liberatore gets the start against A's right-hander JT Ginn as the series continues on Wednesday. In MLB scores from yesterday, the Cleveland Guardians beat the LA Angels 3-2, while the New York Yankees beat the Baltimore Orioles 6-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates took down the Colorado Rockies 3-1, while the Washington Nationals routed the Cincinnati Reds 10-4. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Boston Red Sox 2-1, while the Tampa Bay Rays took down the Toronto Blue Jays 7-6 in 10 innings. The New York Mets had a big win over the Detroit Tigers 10-2, while the Minnesota Twins shut out the Miami Marlins 3-0. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the San Diego Padres 6-4. The Texas Rangers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-4. The Seattle Mariners took down the Houston Astros 10-2, and the San Francisco Giants beat the LA Dodgers 6-2. In NBA postseason scores from yesterday, San Antonio goes ahead in the series 3-2 as the 2 seed over the 6th seed Minnesota Timberwolves with a 126-97 rout last night. In the NHL, the Buffalo Sabres beat the Montreal Canadiens 3-2, and the Las Vegas Golden Knights took down the Anaheim Ducks 3-2 in overtime. Get highlights of your local high school